Hello and welcome back to Battlefront News. Today I have some news about a Battlefield 4 beta post which asks for suggestions about the upcoming Battlefront, and also some hardware tests for the Battlefield 4 beta. So let's get straight into the news. Firstly, a forum thread has arisen on the Battlefield 4 beta forum. It was largely noticeable as it wasn't actually about the Battlefield 4 beta, but rather about Star Wars Battlefront. The thread asked for Battlefield 4 beta fans to give feedback and suggestions to DICE about the upcoming Battlefront. The post starts by listing some of the things from the original Battlefront games which the user feels should be in the upcoming game. Firstly, the ability to switch between first and third person viewpoints whilst playing, which I also agree with as the third person viewpoint is the only one that I used. It allowed you to see the atmosphere and the full battle occurring around you. Secondly, they talk about Hero Assault, a game mode from Battlefront 2, where you could play as heroes such as Master Yoda or Obi-Wan Kenobi, and villains such as the Emperor and Darth Vader. I pretty much agree that everything listed in this post should be included in the next Battlefront game, so be sure to check it out, the link is in the description. One of my ideas for something that should be included is Galactic Conquest, only much more advanced and complex than the implementations in the previous games. Such as multiplayer Galactic Conquest could involve you building and upgrading fleets. Specific ships could have different loadouts and crew complements which can change the course of the battle, as it's being played. An example of this could be someone has a fleet of Venators. For those of you who do not know what a Venator is, it is the ship that the Republic use as a mixed attack carrier in Star Wars, and also the largest ship available on the Republic side in Star Wars Battlefront 2. The way the battle could unfold is a fleet of Separatist ships decelerate from lightspeed next to a Republic dockyard. The fleet consists of Recusant class destroyers and a complement of Munificent class frigates. More than a match for the other players' fleets, which are mostly Venators outfitted to carry fighters and bombers. The players get in their bombers and take to the skies, whilst the droid team moves to box and flank the carriers. The Republic players could pilot their ships into a defensive formation, and then switch to another soldier on board the carrier and get inside some bombers. Meanwhile, his other player, similar to a GTA 5 style system, is piloting the carrier. Using squad commands, they could organise an entire bombing squadron and tell the carrier to send fighters to help them break through the line. The battle could unfold in any way. The droid team could suddenly launch fighters, causing a giant firefight to occur in no man's land between the two fleets which will be slugging it out. Or the droid team could be caught unawares and be attacked by the bombers. Players could even organise boarding parties to claim ships and add them to their fleet, changing the course of the battle. I think this would be a great idea because this could be just one battle in a sea of star systems that are present in a Galactic Conquest server. Anyways, that's just my view on how Galactic Conquest could evolve to include a more interactive and atmospheric approach, whilst also maintaining the epic space battles and shooter action that we love. If you have your own ideas, then feel free to add them to the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you on them. Finally, our last small yet important piece of news comes from the Battlefield 4 beta. The beta has been available on PC for quite some days now, and I've had time to play and experience the atmosphere that Frostbite 3 has to offer. Overall, I'm very pleased. If DICE can deliver the same atmosphere whilst maintaining third person and other features that made Battlefront unique in the next game, then I'm sure it will be a success. The reason I'm talking about the Battlefield 4 beta is because it's running on the Frostbite 3 engine, meaning the performance of my system on Battlefield 4 may well be similar to the performance of my system with Star Wars Battlefront. Hopefully the DICE devs will focus more on gameplay rather than visuals for Star Wars Battlefront. If this is true, then the performance of your system on Battlefield 4 could be relatively close to the performance of your system with Star Wars Battlefront. On screen is the details of my rig. I have a quad-core i5, 6GB of RAM, and a GTX 560 Ti. Now for Battlefield 4, I get 45 frames at a mix between medium and high settings. These results are running from the beta, so when the full game is released my frame rate should be higher, meaning I might hopefully play at high settings. Hopefully the devs focus more on gameplay, because although I enjoy the visuals of Battlefield 4, I really couldn't care less for them if they mean that there are less game modes and less development on the gameplay side of the game. I want to see fleet battles, your own fleets and your own customizable squadrons, loadouts for characters and platoons, Galactic Conquest which involves you forming entire planetary armadas. Instead of fighting alongside random troops, you're fighting alongside your own custom squad. Soldiers that you have specifically kitted and fleets which have been customized to your fighting style. These are the sort of things that I want to see in the upcoming Battlefront. It's a grand task to complete, but they've got a lot of time to do it in, and a lot of experience, so I'm hopeful that we'll see a Battlefront that is somewhat similar to that. I'm afraid that's all the news for today. If you have any suggestions on what you would like Battlefront to be like, such as space to ground battles and interactive game modes, then feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I will guarantee to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next update.